Today, we're going to talk about one of the coolest shortcuts in all of chemistry. It's a way for scientists to solve problems that seem totally impossible, not with some fancy, expensive equipment, but with just a pen, some paper, and a really brilliant piece of logic.
So let's start with a big question. How do you measure something that's, well, immeasurable? It sounds like a riddle, right? But for chemists who are trying to understand the energy of chemical reactions, it's a very real and actually a very frequent problem.
All right, so that leads us right into our first big idea, the unmeasurable reaction. We're going to look at why some of the most basic questions in chemistry can't just be answered by running a simple experiment.
You know, the simple truth is you can't just stick a thermometer into every single chemical reaction and get a nice clean answer. It just doesn't work that way. For a whole bunch of reasons, some reactions are just completely off limits for direct measurement in a lab.
So why is that? Well, there are a bunch of reasons. For starters, some reactions, like iron rusting, are just mind-bogglingly slow. You can't just sit there for decades waiting for a reading. Then you've got the ones that are way too dangerous. I mean, think about highly explosive compounds you would never want to mess with in a lab. Sometimes a reaction is just messy. You get all these side reactions happening at the same time, and it clouds all your results. And finally, you have reactions like, say, turning the graphite in your pencil into a diamond. The conditions you'd need are so extreme that measuring them is basically impossible.
So if you can't measure these things directly, what do? Give up? No way. This is where a chemist's clever shortcut comes in. We're going to talk about a beautifully simple idea from way back in the 19th century from a chemist named Hess that totally changed the game.
Okay, so here's the law itself, Hess's law. Basically, it says that the total enthalpy change for a reaction is the same no matter how many steps you take to get there. And enthalpy change is really just a fancy way of saying the total heat energy of a reaction. And to make this super clear, think about it like this. Imagine you're hiking up a mountain. Your total change in altitude is fixed, right? It doesn't matter if you took a super steep direct path or a long, winding scenic route. The only thing that matters is where you started and where you ended up. The destination is what counts, not the path you took to get there.
And that's the absolute key right there. Energy, or enthalpy in this case, is what scientists call a state function. All that means is it only cares about the start and the finish. The journey in between, it just doesn't matter. This simple idea, this is the key to everything.
Okay, so how do we actually use this? Let's dive into how chemists build with what are called energy cycles to find that missing piece of the puzzle. The practical, hands-on way we use Hess's law is with something called the energy cycle method. You can think of it like chemical accounting, or maybe even building with energy Legos. It's pretty cool.
This really breaks it down for us. You have the direct path. That's the reaction we want to know about but can't measure. And then you have the indirect path. This is a series of other reactions that we do know, that we can measure, and that we can piece together to get to the exact same result.
And the process itself is just so logical. Step 1, you figure out your target reaction, the unknown one. Step 2, you go hunting for a bunch of known reactions from a textbook that have all the same ingredients. And step 3, and this is the fun puzzle part, you arrange them, you flip them around, multiply them, combine them, until they add up perfectly to your target.
And this is where the magic happens, because you've been keeping track of the energy for each of those known steps, adding them, subtracting them when you reverse a reaction. You just do the math. What was an impossible chemistry problem suddenly becomes a simple algebra puzzle. And just like that, you've solved for the energy of that unmeasurable reaction. It's brilliant.
All right, so this might all sound a little abstract, like something out of a dusted old textbook, but now we're going to see how Hess's law shows up in your world every single day. Believe me, it's more relevant than you think. Let's talk about fuel. Engineers have to know exactly how much energy different fuels pack to design good engines, right? Well, using Hess's law, they can figure out the energy in things like gasoline or even new hydrogen fuels without having to actually perform some crazy, dangerous, or complicated combustion in the lab. And it doesn't stop there. The applications are everywhere. It's used for designing new materials, developing safer batteries for our phones and cars. It's even used to calculate the calories in the food we eat, and for understanding the massive geological processes happening deep inside the Earth.
But here's the one that's going to blow your mind. You know the calorie count on your food label? Well, scientists use a device called a bomb calorimeter to figure that out. But your body doesn't just, combust food like a fire. It's way more complex.
So they use the principles of Hess's law, combining different known energy values to get that accurate nutritional number you see on the package.
At the end of the day, Hess's law teaches us something profound, that sometimes the most elegant solution isn't the most direct one. It's all about the destination, not the path. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. If this incredible shortcut exists for energy, what other scientific secrets are just hiding in plain sight, waiting for us to find?